Hello, hello, hello. And today I will be covering a longer topic, and it's more about working with more complex Booleans operations, how to prepare them, and how to fix problems that you will encounter with them. For our actual Boolean object, I have chosen this font because fonts usually require some cleaning up before you can actually use them as a Boolean to make sense, and it teaches you the basics of Boolean of complex or Boolean operations. For all objects that I want to Boolean into, I will be using the Blender Intern Wall Factory add-on. You can just get this under File Preferences. You just type in wall, I think it is, or I think it's extra object. Let me quickly check that. I think it's just a mesh, and then it's do, 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 do. Should be something under one of these things down here it is. Um, and I will just use this to get like a wall to have different bricks to bleed into. If you want to see my settings for what wall I'm using, because I'm gonna be using, oops, that was the wrong one. Du, 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 du. I will be using something like this. It's all very closed off gaps, and you can see my settings here. I don't have any of the openings or shells or something. I just have pretty much everything set to 0 with like a very little variance, just to have like some difference in the material. And yeah, this will be our Boolean object, or object that we will Boolean into, so we can just already put the Boolean um, here. And then let's get to work on our text. For this, we will right click, convert to mesh, and now we have a mesh that we can use, and you can already see like this is not something that you should be booleaning. It is very it's like it is it has a lot of small vertices, so the first thing that we will be doing is we will just take everything that is this and just delete the faces. Sorry, delete the no. I just want the inner lines, please. Then just delete the inner lines. Basically, that's what, or just do it completely different. Just select the outer layer. Sorry. Just select the outer layer, and then we have everything. Yes, Control E to inverse it, and then just delete edges, and then we have our cleaned up object. Okay. Now we will be looking at where the actual like vertices are. Okay, you can see these are way too much. So what we will try to do with every boolean is we will try to have as little geometry as possible while still retaining the shape that we want to boolean. So for this B, I think we can just take away like every second vertex here, and then just see how that looks. Something like this. Up, and just dissolve that. And you can see we still retain the shape, but now have like very much less vertices in this, which is good because we need to boolean this, and the less faces we have, the less issues it can cause. Okay, then let's get rid of this as well. And this is the same for this. Like pretty much when working with fonts, usually it's fine to just take out every second vertices in like high condensed areas. Like this. No. We want to keep those two, so we're gonna leave that there. Just go along the path and select every second one. There's not really a good way to automate this or to make this easier, so you just can do it. We will leave this one because we want this to go straight down and not have like go down to like here, so we want to leave that one. Then we just dissolve the vertices again. And you can see it is still a B. It still looks pretty much the same. And we can just go from there. Okay. I think we can still take out some here, and then we will go to this part, because this is also way too much. We don't need to clean up anything here. This is also fine. Sometimes you may have fonts that, even on straight lines, have like some small curves. Depends on how close you want your object to be. Sometimes you just need to leave them, but in this case we have pretty straight lines. Okay, here I won't take away this one. I won't take away this one, because then we will lose the overall shape. What I can do is I maybe can take out like this and this. It should be that and that. And this and this. Let's see. Like, maybe this doesn't work, and if this doesn't work, no, you start to get like very rough things. I think we have to leave it at that. I mean, honestly, depends how good you want yours to look. I want mine to be like a pretty front ground object, so I'm probably gonna leave it at that. It's already way less. We already like half of everything that was in here, so it's still not a bad cleanup. But you technically could clean up more if you don't want your Boolean object to be like a foreground object or like a centerpiece of a composition. But I want mine to be a centerpiece of a composition, because I have plans for this in the next tutorial. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it like this. Let's also do this. Just select every second one. Like you can see, these are just way too many just booleans, just too many vertices. Um, yeah, sure, that looks good. Let's dissolve them. Same we'll do with here actually. Yeah, and you can see like we are still keeping the overall shape, but it's just way less topology. Okay, let's get this back. So let's just fill in the gaps again. What you can do, you can select this edge and just press F, and it just follows along the path. You don't have to click all the vertices. Go to here. Um, Again, it doesn't really matter how well these faces are stretched. You just have to fill it. Because for our Boolean, the Boolean doesn't really care about faces. Um, let's do something like this, and we can do this. I still don't want overstretched faces. I still want like pretty normal faces, but you can overstretch them a bit, and you don't care about triangles. Again, it doesn't really matter. All that matters here really is that it's filled. Same with here. So just select this and then go. Okay, that doesn't work, meaning we have to probably get rid of this. Oh no, I don't want to delete the edge, I want to delete this edge. And then I honestly might add topology to just have like, okay, let's do this. We can't really do this. Okay, what I probably want to do is I want to add something here. What should we name like foward? Yep. That creates issues, so we can't do that. Okay, because we need another one in here. Okay. Like sometimes you also need to add stuff so that fits. Okay, great. Now we have our thing, so we just want to take everything and just extrude it so that we can boolean it. Now we want to prepare everything that needs to be shade smooth, because the Boolean operator keeps the shaded smooth faces. So we're gonna just select everything that we want to be smooth in our object, and then just shade it smooth. I forgot this part in here. Shade smooth, and select all, and reset vectors, just so that's fine. Okay, with this now we can deselect this, scale down our wall, and put it somewhere that it fits our object. So I'm thinking somewhere along these lines, right? And then let's just boolean this. This didn't do anything. Great. Yeah, because I did the wrong order. Nice. Good job, Jonas. Good job. No, no, no. Also because it isn't actually in the middle of the object. That's also something that you should really check, to be honest. Again, Boolean, select our text, and you can see it kills it. Why? Because it's set to exact. Exact usually is the better choice, except for when you have complex things, because it just breaks things because it tries to be really, really precise with its measurements. Just go fast and it's it's working. You still have to clean up a lot. I only want intersect for this. Like you can see, we have to clean up a lot, but it actually works instead of whatever this is. So usually you can also have like solver options and overlap thresholds, but usually you don't need it. You just can clean up stuff like this. We just want the overall shape, the rest is workable, and the rest we can fix pretty easily. Okay, great, then apply our boolean. We don't need the text anymore, but I will still keep it. And let's get to cleaning up. Okay, you can see we have like these little small edges here. So we're just gonna, that's the first thing we'll do, we just delete them. And the next part will be to fill these blankets that we have, because these faces couldn't be created. So we're just gonna do the trick we did before and just fill them manually. But I'm just gonna reset all the vectors because it annoys me. Um, you have you have to do this for these inner parts, and sometimes you also have to like delete overlapping things, but I will get to that if I see something like it. But you can see our overall shape still stands, even though we have broken faces, but that is something you should be able to fix in 99% of the cases pretty easily. Like it's just a matter of cleaning up and being precise with your things. Sometimes you also have to look at things that don't look good. For example, in my case, we have like small things back here where it's like, I really want like small pieces like this, right? But that's something I need to think about once I do the next step and not the actual Boolean step. So we're just gonna use our modeling skills to clean this up. Like this is a pretty easy cleanup. I've had way worse cleanups with this. It also depends really how big you like how small the subdivided object is. For example, if I would have like a straight wall, this would probably be way easier to clean up because I wouldn't have like these small sub-object and stuff. But for this, it works pretty well. So let's just get this done, and then I'll show you the final product. Da, 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 da. But yeah, in general, like Boolean cleanup usually only is hard when you are not very good at just modeling in general, because this is very basic modeling. You just fill faces. Because the Boolean did everything for you. You just have to find the errors that it created and basically fill them, which is what the simple option in the Boolean is. It just doesn't solve things it doesn't know how to solve, which is how these gaps get created here. Um, but on the upside, you don't get any weird mesh errors usually that you would need to hard fix, and that could just be a pain to clean up. For example, like overlapping things, double geometry or something. You usually don't get that when you have the simple Boolean. But exact usually is better if you don't run into these issues that I run into where it's like, okay, well, half of my model is missing or faces are missing that I can't recreate. For example, like key faces, like front or shape faces that I really can't easily recreate. So then you should probably change to simple. The only downside that I could see with this is it's very work intensive, especially if you have like either longer text in my case or if you have like a really complex object, you do have to clean up a lot with that. And it's pretty mind-numbing work, especially since all you're gonna do for like a few hours is like, well, I'm just gonna see if I can do faces here. And that's the whole day. For example, like here, we have this error where it's like, this should be up there, right? And this is like one of the things that you can run into, but it's pretty rare to have something like this where it's like a random line that just appears somewhere and you don't know where it came from. But for example, like this, like I just have to do this now like a few times, and again we have the same issue. You see, like here's a random vertex that we just have to get rid of. But that happens way less frequently with the simple, that's one again. But that just happens way less than when you would when you would use exact. Exact is good for simpler objects because it actually get like good measurements then, or actually like less cleaning up. But usually for complex or operations, simple is what you want. Okay, we are being close to done right here. So I'm just gonna go a bit speed. Okay, I don't know why he did that. And for the top part, okay, no, I missed something. Like, see these small things now it's like where it gets kind of iffy, 'cause you can run into issues. Okay, but we cleaned up our object pretty well. Okay, never mind, I still see errors. I forgot about this part back here. That one is missing. Okay, that's a weird one. You see those things like here exist, and you then have to look what you can do with this. Okay, for example, this is an is it a problem? No, it's not a problem. I'm just stupid. Okay, great. Where do you go? Are you fine? You are, for example, not fine. Okay. Let's bring it down to that, and then we can do this. Or did I misclick? Yeah, there's still an error. Where is it? I I lost it. Okay, there it is. It's here. That is the error here. That's just a line that we probably have to just delete the edge. Then should there's another one. Just delete the edge. Yeah. Like, see, these are small things, but you would have these way more if you would have used exact. You would have way more of these and would be way more annoying to clean up. Okay. Well, now it looks great. Let's put in a light. No spot. I want a sunlight. Let's see if we missed anything. No, looks great. And yeah, that is my tutorial on how to do complex booleans and how to clean them up, and in general how to work with complex shapes with booleans. I hope I could teach some of you the some better boolean working, and I hope you have the most of luck in your next project. See you next one. Bye bye.